Today's class we are going to start human capital formation. Yes, the chapter discusses the concept of introduction, meaning of human capital formation, sources of human capital formation, human capital and economic growth, importance or a role of human capital formation, problems of human capital formation, human capital and human development, human capital formation in India, education sector in India, educational achievements in India, future prospects in educational sector. So in today's class, we are going to start with physical capital and human capital. Before starts with physical capital and human capital, a small intro of human capital formation. The development of human resources means increase in the quality of human being. So what is the development of human resources is nothing but to increase in the quality of human being, which helps in the process of if humans quality improved, what will happen? That helps in the process of growth and development of the economy. Yes, now what is physical capital? Physical capital, it includes all those inputs which are required for further production like plant and machinery, factory, building, raw materials, etc. So, economic development is possible only when there is optimum utilization of physical as well as human resources. So, economy will be developed. How it will develop? It will develop only through the optimum, whatever may be the utilization, whatever may be the resources is available in the economy, we are going to make use of it. So that's why where there is optimum utilization of physical as well as the human resources. Yes, now physical capital includes all the inputs like plant and machinery, factory, building, raw materials, etc. And physical capital is needed to make use of physical resources. So why we need physical capital? We need physical capital to make use of physical resources. Yes? So I will repeat again, what is physical capital? Physical capital includes all those inputs which are required for the further production. See, for the further production, we need all those inputs for a production activity. What are the inputs I mentioned? Plant and machinery, factory, building, raw materials, etc. Yes, now let's move to human capital. Human capital connects with everything: knowledge, abilities, skills, education, training, experience, judgment, wisdom, creativity. So everything will connect with human capital. What is human capital? Human capital is required to the stock of skill, ability, expertise, education and knowledge embodied in the people. We'll be calling it as a human capital. So human capital is nothing but which refers to the skill, stock of knowledge, ability and education, everything which connects with human capital. And human capital is needed to make effective use of physical capital. So why we need human capital? We need human capital to make use of physical capital in an effective way. And society needs sufficient human capital in the form of competent people who have themselves been educated and trained as a professor and other professionals. So we need good human capital to produce other human capital. Example, say doctors, engineers, etc. So this is what is physical capital and human capital. Now let's move on to difference between physical capital and human capital. Physical capital is tangible and can be easily sold in the market. Whatever may be the goods producing in the economy, we can easily sold in the market. It's a tangible one. But human capital is intangible and cannot be sold in the market. Once knowledge can be sold in the market? No. Now, it depreciates with passage of time. Once when you started using for more than 10 to 15 years, what will happen? That will start depreciates. Yes? But in this case of human capital, is depreciation in human capital can be reduced. How? By making continuous investment in education and health. So when you start investing continuously the skill as well as the knowledge, so what will happen? That will depreciate in the human capital can be reduced. It is more mobile between country. That is, physical capital can be more mobile within the country. It can move from one place to another. But human capital is less mobile between countries as compared to physical capital. When we compare with the physical capital, human capital is less mobile. Physical capital like machinery can be separated from the owner after using it. If the owners plan to sales to someone, so we can separate from the owner. But in this case of human capital, the skills of the persons cannot be separated from the owner. Now, fifth point, physical capital is outcome of conscious decision of the owner and is mainly an economic and technical process. So physical capital is mainly for economic as well as for the technical process, but formation of human capital is partly a social process and partly a conscious decision of the possessor of the human capital. So it's a part of both. It can be built through import, but human capital formation is to be done through conscious policy formulation. Human capital connects with skills of a people and roles of a people. Meaning of human capital formation. Human capital formation refers to human capital formation refers to development of ability. Each and every human's ability should be developed and skills among the population of the country. We'll be calling it as a human capital formation. So in today's class, we saw those concepts. First, intro of human capital formation. Second, what is physical capital? Third, what is human capital? And comparison or differentiates between physical capital and human capital. And at the last, meaning of human capital formation. Thank you, students.